How's everyone doing? Do a little quick update on this 22GN HD Big Tex. You know, I can't say much in comparison. This is the first trailer like this I've ever pulled. So yeah, not a whole lot. I mean, other than that, it rides nice, smooth. So I guess it has some bugs I need to work out. First problem, this latch broke off pretty quickly. The rivets came out. It actually just stopped working. Stopped latching, and then eventually just kind of worked its way out of there. So this is we'll call it a 40K update. When I first got it, I went to grease these Zerks. I think that one might be original. That one I had to replace, that one I had to replace. And one of these I had to replace. As soon as I put my grease gun in them, they came out. So I had to drill, tap them, put some new Zerks in them. So what else do we got? And one of the biggest things I've noticed, obviously you can't tell, I'm not pulling it right now, but this side, you know, when I'm running down the road, I can see on the yellow line, it almost makes like a V pattern. So it's not parallel. You know, I've checked my adjustments. I try to align it. It's just, I don't know, alignment don't seem to be off. The tires are not wearing unevenly. So it's kind of strange. I've talked to other trailer people. Like, yeah, it's, you know, alignment's off, it's gonna be chewing up the tires. Which, it's not. It just dog tracks for some reason. So anyways, I had problems with these front brakes. Those things were, at the beginning, getting really hot. I ended up backing the adjusters off a little bit. It kind of helped somewhat. So I don't know exactly what the issue was, but they still seem to stick. Seems like heavier load, they stick more. I don't get it. I almost think that maybe that axle's a little bent. I had a video you guys seen. Had to replace that light. License plate lights, I had to replace both of those. Look at this thing. It's really, I've been running with it 6 months now. Look how rusted this is. I talked to one Big Tex guy. He said they don't prime them. You know, it's all solid steel. I guess if I keep running with this one, maybe I'll sandblast it, paint it, whatever. But he said they don't prime them. So, I mean, it looks like it's been well used. I mean, this winter didn't help. 2 new tires, which partially is my fault. Those are 10 ply. They came with 10 ply. I recommend going with 12 or at least 14. See if I can see on it. Load range E makes it 10 ply. If you go with an F, would be 12. A G, which is even better, it's 14 ply. Another thing I noticed is, you know, Big Tex does recommend every 20,000 miles you gotta drain the gear oil out of it. But I'm always replacing it. The seals on the back are not leaking, so I don't know if it's just slowly burning out. I don't see it on the brake shoes. You know, there's a seal on the other side that if it was leaking. Of course, it's a small amount that I'm putting in there also. It's not a large amount. I just, you know, you can see that level right there. I guess you can see it. It just kind of goes low, and then I put more in it. And I added the toolbox. That's another problem is I put it in right there. Excuse me, Negan. Thank you. And you can see the driveway kind of slopes. So I kind of made it slope accidentally. I wish I would have put it up about another 2 inches. I've only hit the road with it once. And that's when I just put those tires on. It's coming out and turning. It kind of grabbed the road a little bit. Other than that, clearance is good. So what else for Big Tex? Oh yeah, the side marker came out one day. Well, that's when I first got it. So I had to go put a side marker in it. All the license plate lights, they stopped working because Big Tex didn't heat shrink the connectors. I need to grease these better. I think I'm going to put some oil in there, just let that oil drain down. I think that might help. I can kind of notice when I'm lifting the landing gear. Coming down, not so much, you know, the weight's on it. Let me just look at this. So, you know, in my opinion, it's not a bad trailer. It rides nice. My truck pull it all day long without it. Half the time I don't even know it's there, especially with a small load on it. So, I mean, overall, let's give it a 75% for right now. Maybe I can work those brakes a little bit better, finally get those adjusted correctly. Lights are working. I've checked my connectors, at least the ones I can see. I guess there's a problem with the brakes, the wiring on them not coming heat shrunk. So that's something else to look for. I tell you, I love these ramps. You get a lot of brokers that say, if you got ramps, we need them fully across to load a piece of equipment. I use these things at least once a week. So I recommend the mega ramps, or at least whatever trailer you got, fully across. And I know I didn't mention, it is just a 30 foot. It weighs empty 6,300 pounds. It's kind of one reason I went with the 30 foot over a 40 foot. 40 foot with my single wheel. You know, it would have added almost 1,500 more pounds. Which it's kind of give and take out here. So I can't recommend 30 over 40, 40 over 30, whatever. I like what I'm running. Now, if I had a dually, I would have bumped up to a 40 foot. But, you know, with that being said, I will say, Big Tex has a 27 by 5, makes a 32 foot. I wish I would have went that direction at least. You know, I think that 2 extra feet would have made a big difference. Maybe not a big difference, a difference out here. I got tatted up in New York. You gotta put that on there. To be honest with you, I don't know exactly what that even means. But windshield of the truck has it too. So there it is. 30 foot, Big Tex, 22 GN HD 40K review. Check it out. Look what I just mounted. I'm so happy. Need to paint it black, which is going to be kind of difficult. Hopefully some primer and scuffing that thing up. Match the rest of it. Either way, Toledo tarps. Hey, same place I got this. Let's see. There we go. Toledo tarp. Anyways, got that 24-inch. And just mounted it. A couple bolts. A little bit of paint on them, so hopefully they don't rust. They don't have a little tray for. Come on. Come on. little tray for the change up. Either way, at least I got my binders up there. Looks good. Put a lock on that so no ding dong steals my stuff. And there it is. I'm happy.